turn now. It's our turn now. Yeah. It's our turn now. It's our turn now. How much of myself can I give away till there's nothing left to take?
So we're here at Highfields Sports Club, the third year of our annual Pride in Touch tournament. We have 16 teams, over 200 players. We've got about a dozen or so referees. We've had also a whole heap of volunteers. It's been brilliant to come to Glasgow after previous versions in Manchester and London, and it's ended up being our biggest tournament to date.
You get a lot of curious players that want to try out touch rugby for the first time, so they might be a bit nervous, but I think they come down, they hear the tunes that are playing, they see all the rainbows, all the smiling faces, and I think they realise that actually they can just have a good time. Our ambition is to make touch rugby one of the most inclusive sports there is. We want it to be super accessible to anyone. We don't want there to be many barriers or any barriers to picking up the game for the LGBT community.
What's been amazing over just the 3 or so years that we've been running Pride in Touch has been the interest and the growth and the opportunity we've had to platform good practice from people across the world that are wanting to do more LGBTQ+ inclusive initiatives. Now more than ever, we certainly feel it's really important to make sure that we amplify the voices of inclusion, show people that team sport can be really good for their mental well-being and their physical well-being, and hopefully we've got plenty of those people who have felt like that through enjoying our tournament today.
I love Nottingham, the home of Robin Hood. From the bright lights of Goose Fair to the peaceful nature of the Sherwood Forest woods. There's a feeling of togetherness, unity, pure, honest, love. And that feels great like a bright summer's day at the horses down by the lake at Colwick. All I love Nottingham. The River Trent, the embankment, the Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing. The diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The two lions in the square stand tall with pride. And when the markets in town come alive, it gives me life. Listen, as the council house clock chimes, and depending on how many times, lets you know the time. I've been to concerts at the Motorpoint Arena, and I've been to concerts at the Nottingham Caves. I've been here all my life and I'm still amazed by this place. I love Nottingham. Sometimes I stare at Hoxley's graffiti colourful walls, and sometimes I gaze at the deers running round Woollerton Hall. Supreme thrills, from chilling up at Green's Mill or up at that castle on the hill. Nottingham, I love you, and I always will.
Visit Nottingham today.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
Sweat. The passion.
The thrill?
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
But it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
question is, how are you going to leave your legacy?
Welcome back to Nottingham, this Women's Open semi-final. Australia taking on the home team, England. Adam Collins in commentary, joined by Ben Meeks. Meeks, we just saw the English team come through the tunnel. Semi-final action against the Aussies. Big day for the girls.
Big day for the English here. They know they've got a tough challenge. We're just behind the Australians' box here. It's a very chilled out box. They're very confident in what they can do here. I think England know they've got a big challenge ahead of them, but they are going to put a big up fight.
So chilled that the Australian captain has taken a seat at the back of the sub box. He's got his team prepared. They know the girls. They know the process and they'll just stick to it. This English team, a team on the rise, that is for certain.
Yeah, they definitely are. They've put a lot of hard work and effort into this. Getting into this semi-final was key for them, trying to get into a medal match. They will do that whether it's the final or probably that bronze medal match. So big game for them here.
Countdown sounds in the background. It will be Rebecca Maimai that'll get us underway. She's been impressive throughout the tournament. A real yard gainer for the Australians. The meter eater in the middle, and Maimai starts us off. Die ball with the ball, rucking it forward. Neil Norman, there's Maimai again. Die ball for Norman. Norman slips the ball out to the left-hand side, but away from die ball. And a changeover here for England to come off their own line. A good defensive set there for the England team to start off with, and now they turn it straight into the attack.
Yeah, good defence there from the English. They'll take confidence in that. They'll take confidence in every little small win that they get. They'll actually be big wins as we see them get over the halfway with now.
Rona Roper is there. She's been impressive. Another meter eater here for this England lineup. There she is from half. Looks to go right, comes back to the left, but the defence stands up and shuts it down.
Yeah, and then easy yards as well for the Australians as they don't give the ball, English don't give the ball back. So extra free 10 metres for the Australians. You don't want to give them any free yards, and that's 10 metres worth.
And there's Maimai once again. Die ball gets it to Norman. Norman straightens it up in behind the defensive line. Now they have a fractured defence. England need to recover here as the Aussies pour in numbers. Sammy Jo Curtis slips it out to Kimberly Susi, the skipper. She goes down. They come back to the right. Numbers here through hands. And it is the opening try to Hinarangi Andreasen. Great try for the Aussies. Just team and hand movement.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Slow roll ball from the Aussies on the far side. The ball's on the deck longer than they wanted, so it was still quick hands and quick footwork that allowed them to get over the line. So 1-0 to the Australians. England know it was going to be hard, and it's just got even harder there.
But as you said, they gave away the ball early and then a penalty on the back of it. And the Aussies, you cannot give them a millimetre of field because they will exploit it.
That's correct. They were just so good all the way across the field, and giving them a 10 free metres isn't great as England are on the attack here. They're going short side, step back into the open side. Nothing doing between the two middles in his last touch.
And Zip McNaught it was that was touched there. She gets the ball away, back to the inside. And a changeover here coming for the Aussies. Kimberly Susi rolls the ball, and the Aussies start to move forward. They come now. Sammy Jo Curtis gets that one down. They look to the sub box here. Good meters. They roll forward once again up over the halfway line. Files to Marama Thomas. Thomas gets it out. This is great space there from Tiani Bryce. Tiani Bryce in behind the line. Now the hands again out to the wing. Back on the inside.
Great scrambled defence there from the English. Again, another small win there. They'll be happy with that, but just got to now get up and go forwards. Touch 2, only 10 metres out. Good defence from the Australians here.
The Aussies getting up high in defence, a real forward press. We saw that in the warm-up. They're concentrating on that, trying to limit the attacking opportunities for the England team. As we see Rona Roper again, she's dangerous. This is the dangerous player for England. Emily Irons gets a wide ball out. The defence comes across in cover, but not in time. Great try to the English.
Hey, we've just gone coast to coast. We've talked about that a few times. They've gone full field. They've moved the ball to the subset. They've moved the ball to the left. And there is NQ's Carly Wynn that gets a score. So, 1-1. Sorry, was that 2-1? I could be wrong there. I think it is. No, it's 1-1. So, England will be full of confidence after that.
Yeah, it was a great try. Emily Irons on the back of Rona Roper. Rona Roper and Irons, two players to watch here for the English team as the ball is back with Dieball.
Sorry, carry on. Apologies.
You're right, mate. As we see the Aussies on the attack, they look to go right here. Dieball slips it away. Player dives to the ground, but again, great touch. England standing resolute here.
Yeah, we're 4 or 5 minutes into the game. Australians are looking to do open side quickies on the 23. There's a roll ball infringement, but a foot in the ruck from the Australians. So just a little bit rattled here. We weren't too worried so far. They're in the box quite chilled, and they get an extra 10 metres, the English do here. So
going to come back here, just something quite right in that roll ball. So the referee says, we'll take it again. And here is the penalty tap. The Aussies up off the line, and an error on the first play.
It's not what you'd want against the Australians, or against any team for that matter, but especially the Australians. Don't give them a free set of 6 on the line.
But I like how England are playing the game here. They're taking it to the Aussies. They're not standing back and thinking in awe of these girls. The Australians, certainly, as we said at the start, they have the progress and the processes. They know that they trust in that. But England putting pressure on here in defence and attack, and another penalty against the Australians at the roll ball.
Yeah, roll ball infringement forward off the ruck. Sideline referee's been looking for that all week, so that everyone knows that that's what they're looking for. So lucky from the English that the Australians couldn't complete.
Now it is England up to the halfway line. See what they can build here. Danny Payton it is, takes that one forward for the last touch, and now the Australians here on this near sub-box side. Dieball charges into the line. Good meters for the Australians. Slattery gets it inside to Fields. Fields now, there's Sammy Jo Curtis. Kimberly Susi. On comes Madison Drew. To the wing she goes, Madison Drew. A little show and go, and that was just the changeover transition speed of the Aussies. There was somebody there every time the ball moved. Somebody in the right hole, and then it was Drew that found the space outside, and sheer pace gets her over the line.
Yeah, the way the Aussies flowed onto the pitch then, they allowed players to get on the outside of the English defence. Just 1, 2, 3 simple passes and a bit of footwork gets them on the outside. So Aussies have hit back 2-1 now.
Something we talked about yesterday in comms in many of the games, the Australians as a nation, their subset plays, they sweep onto the field, as we see England on the attack, touch made, but they sweep onto the field and they straighten up, and then the next phase of those sweepers has space. What we see a lot of the other nations do, when they sweep on, they keep moving laterally and run each other out of space.
They cut across each other's spaces. You're absolutely right there. The way the Aussies just straighten up, commit players towards them, that's how space is created.
And now it is the Aussies coming off their line once again. Curtis takes it into the line. And Penalty against England.
Yeah, Bronte Sykes just comes out of the line, doesn't get ball, she gets player. Penalty given to Australia, and as soon as Australia get a new set of 6, even on their own 10-metre line, they will look to punish teams, and that's what they'll look to do again here as they cut back into the England 10-metre line.
A couple of the younger players in there. There's Bryce looking outside for Thomas. Thomas diving to the line, great touch, collapsing in. Well done, England.
Yeah, good touch there by Carly.
They move it back to the left. Stevens. Dummies. Ash Carney it is, sorry, Ash Carney with the dummy and goes through. We are right behind the sub box here, and sometimes it's hard to catch the numbers, but Carney, we'll see it here in the replay, takes it from half, just angles back inside, then a dummy, and through the line she goes.
England will be disappointed with that one. They've done so well. It was 5th touch as well, and the 2 middles of England just separate, and that will be a frustrating one from them, but they'll learn.
Sure they will. This young English defence, they've been standing tall here. Now it's the attack. Rona Roper in the middle. That's Rona Roper. Nice pass to the left-hand side. Numbers here, hands. And unfortunately for England, that one goes to ground. That last pass, probably a little bit hard.
Yeah, bullet pass to Kylie there. She's holding her face. I think she caught it in the face as she was trying to put the ball down. Couldn't catch it, couldn't take it in. She does a lot normally, but she couldn't this time. So the Australians will have the ball back.
So Thomas here adjudged to have not played the ball straight. And that's a changeover. Here for England in Australian territory is Rona Roper at half. They get fresh legs on. See what they can create here. Oliver there involved in the play. That's her with the ball for Oliver. Back now for Simon. Simon touched, but a penalty. So another set of 6 here on the 7-metre line for England.
Yeah, Emily Simon, daughter of Chris Simon, who has organised this whole competition here, running around for England with her other sister Phoebe Simon, gives the ball back. Incorrect roll ball from England, not square. Again, England make a mistake on first touch. Not what they want. So the Australians now going to come towards their sub box, get some subs on. They run with so much speed. They get a stall there though.
It looked to be a little fumble at the half, but the referee just didn't pick it up. Supaki moved forward through the line. Penalty against the Australians in attack.
I think that might be a 7-on call, is it? No, forward
pass,
sorry.
from the ruck.
Yep.
Yeah, the interchange usually picked up by the sideline referee. Haven't had any indiscretions on those yet, but they are keeping an eye on it. But it is England now pushing up over the line. Oliver moving forward. Good strike dump here in the middle of the field. Cochrane looked to give that one wide and just lost the handle on it. Ball to ground, and now the Aussies will reset. They won't rush this play back in, you see, Files getting the ball back into the centre for Susie. She'll play it. And now there's Files back to Susie. Susie to Files again. She goes forward. The fence standing up, comes up off the line, makes the touch. There's Susie. They move the ball through the middle. Little juggle, but the pressure from the referee said you were offside.
Yeah, offside play from England. Georgina McCavanagh pops up. That's what causes that indiscretion from Australia. So, new set of 6 to Australia. I think England need to stop making mistakes. I know it's harder said than done. It's easy on the sideline, but they do need to stop making mistakes on touch 1 and 2 and giving penalties away. But that's because they're playing Australia and they're being punished for everything as well.
There's Bryce taking to the line once again. Off to Bryce on the short side. Bryce with a big long dive. Referee's tucking back into position here. Looks like, no, having a conversation now with the sideline referee. And the decision is a penalty to the Australians. Yeah. Tiani Bryce with that beautiful dive. But the player, an onside player, made a touch.
But yeah, offside in that one as well. So a new set of 6 for Australia. Probably going to go 23 on the link here. No sweeper, just give the quickie. He's going on the outside.
Drew again. This time, England stand up with a touch, coming across in cover.
Good defence for Bronte Sykes on the far side. Sweeper play.
They come back to the short side through Bryce. Bryce looking for dive ball. They tuck back on the inside. Beautiful play on that trail. And there's another try for the Aussies.
Yeah, the biggest thing we see here is the roll ball, how quick the ball gets off the floor, so no one can set from the defensive line. It's the biggest thing that I've noticed over this tournament is how quick the roll balls are picked up and are moving forward. So that's a huge score there from Australia. And we always knew it was going to be hard, and I think that probably is the ball game, but England will keep pushing on.
So we see there Tiani Bryce goes across from half, and it's about the players around the ball carrier. They never die in their line, they keep competing, and that little slip ball back on the inside from Bryce finds Slattery, and that's an outstanding try for the Aussies. As now England go back on the attack. Final touch here on the line, looking to move the ball wide. That's a great pass, but is it forward?
Yeah,
the referees tuck back into the infield play and call the forward pass.
Got the overlap, just couldn't execute on that long ball, so getting scoring options there from England, but execution on this occasion.
My now charges upfield. Told you she'll be dangerous with the ball in hand. Back into Files, but a good touch there from England this time. Here's My again, driving forward. Little ball away for Dieball. Dieball goes down now. Files on the sweep around. Outside, good dump here. Players coming onto the field. There's Sammy Jo Curtis straight into the action. Across field for Dieball. Dieball gets it up for Ash Carney. Carney goes forward. Back inside for Carney. Referee was right there. Calls the final touch. Carney stands up. Thought she had it down in time. The referee turns it away, and England come off their line in attack one more time.
Good scramble defence there from England. At 6s and 7s at one point, but they get across, great diving, good pull to get out their own half here from England. They're already at the 10-metre line, looking to get over halfway on fourth.
They do getting the job done here. They're getting downfield very well as we see a turnover. But, you know, most times they're pushing the Aussies back in defence, and they're just not able to make that last pass stick. As we see the Aussies now up over the halfway line. Sammy Jo Curtis, there's Carney. Gets it outside here for Hinarangi Andreasan. There's Marama Thomas. Thomas out to Bryce, back to Bryce now. She charges to the short side.
Wanted to follow player, middle half didn't follow, so nothing doing there. And England will look to try and get out their own half. They are struggling a little bit. There's second.
And it is England now back up to the halfway line. Oh, here they are right on the half. This is good meters in behind. Second phase play coming. Here's the final. Knocked over the top. We saw a little ball over the top. Madison Drew had come up into the line, and unfortunately that bump ball over the top was called forward. So it is Drew who brings us back into play. Bryce now. Thomas into half. They come to the right-hand side to the sub-box. Fresh legs will be on soon.
Yeah, here they come.
Roll ball indiscretion there as numbers were looking to leave the field. Just left them isolated a little, and they turn it over here for England.
Yeah, better starting position for England, so they'll be happy with this. They'll need to try and go forwards as they go away from the box on first, then back to the box. Still first touch coming. Now over the halfway line, and they'll be happy with this.
Been a massive fan of Emily Irons. She seems to be the brains and the speed of this England team.
Yeah, currently living out in Australia as well, playing for the Roosters, so she's played at this level a few times, so that makes a lot of sense of why you've been excited by watching her play. Emily goes through short side, ball goes to ground.
Rona Rope is another one, dangerous every time she's around that ball, especially out of half. She's been a strike player for the English, but she also does the grunt work as well. She's been one I've been excited to watch.
She's quick, she's athletic, and this is her third World Cup, so she knows what she's up against here, but she also knows how to play the game.
Slattery on debut for Australia, charges into the line. Up over halfway they go. Sammy Jo Curtis into Susie. Back to the right they come. Susie numbers, quick hands, but put down. They're looking for 6 more here. Penalty against England. But the skills on display from the Australians, there is just talent right across the pitch here. As Curtis goes in, back to the right with the bounce out for Susie. Hands now, short line. Madison Drew just running the holes. players in motion, opens the defensive line, and try time number 2.
If you just watch this, the way Kim Susi starts her run, she's so deep and she sprints onto the ball, and that's what creates the indecision on the open side of England's defence. So if you're just watching this for the first time, just see how deep they start from any set play, and just how they can run on the ball and have that foot speed. It's really impressive to watch, and we should all be looking to learn from this.
Now England, they have to face off against it here. Not looking to learn it, they're looking to stop it as they roll forward. Back out now for Emma Oliver. They move the ball back to the middle. This is McNaught, Kenzie McNaught. A little bit of indecision around the roll ball there. Back for Emily Simon. They go to the right, they go through the line. She thought she'd broken through, but the referee calls the touch.
Yeah, a bit of indecision. I think there's a few different calls being called up from the English girls there. They weren't sure what move they were running, and that's probably why that touch was made. So, good defence, good hit by Carly Wynn on the short side.
And Drew holds the ball in there. Slattery now. 20 metres made on that roll. Norman off to Thomas. Norman with the one-handed pick up. Numbers out here now. They move the ball. Bryce with a beautiful catch pass out to the wing. And it's Bryce on that inside line. As I said, players don't die in support. They keep contact with the ball carrier. Hits the inside hole. And Tiani Bryce, who played a hand in that movement twice, gets the score.
Yeah, simple hands in the end, but that's because of the England shot. Australia can just do the 2-on-1s across the pitch. So 8-1 now. Is that 8-1 now to Australia? Sorry, 6-1.
6-1, mate.
No, put my contacts
Don't
in.
get
Yeah,
ahead
apparently.
of yourself.
No, I know. But England get a penalty. 15 metres out. Let's see if they can have a bit more clarity in what they want to run on this attacking set.
England here, ball in the midfield. And unfortunately, they turn it over and take away the opportunity that was presented to them. And it is now Thomas up through the middle. Fields looks open, goes short. And down the outside, they make good meters here. Fields again charges into the line. Thomas goes down for Bryce to sweep a play back to Bryce. Bryce with the long ball over the top. Nice defence from England as the hooter sounds in the background. Will play out the final touch, and that's all we have here for the first half. Australia dominating 6 tries to 1, but England, if they can just maintain possession, they are asking questions of the Aussies.
Yeah, I'd like them to get a bit more clarity what they're doing on the line attack, because once they get there, they are getting there. It's just that clarity in what they're doing down there, and if they can sort that out, I'm sure they'll get some more scores.
So the Aussies well in control, but they'll come off and reassess. They'll have a conversation with Coach Swain Ravelli, and they'll decide how they're going to approach this second half. England, with it all to do, we'll look forward to bringing you all of the action of this semi-final match here. Australia currently leading 6 tries to 1.
I love Nottingham, the home of Robin Hood. From the bright lights of Goose Fair to the peaceful nature of the Sherwood Forest woods, there's a feeling of togetherness, unity, pure, honest, love. And that feels great like a bright summer's day at the horses down by the lake at Colic. All I love Nottingham. The River Trent, the embankment, the Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing, the diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The 2 lions in the square stand tall with pride. And when the markets in town come alive, it gives me life. Listen, as the council house clock chimes, and depending on how many times, lets you know the time. I've been to concerts at the Motorpoint Arena, and I've been to concerts at the Nottingham Caves. I've been here all my life and I'm still amazed by this place. I love Nottingham. Sometimes I stare at Hoxley's graffiti colourful walls, and sometimes I gaze at the deers running round Woollerton Hall. Supreme thrills, from chilling up at Green's Mill or up at that castle on the hill. Nottingham, I love you, and I always will.
Visit Nottingham today.
So what does it mean to you?
The time,
The sweat, the passion,
The thrill.
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
but it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
Question is, how are you going to leave your legacy?
Back with this second half action, the Women's Opens semi-final. Australia currently leading the home team, England 6 tries to 1. The Aussies have been clinical. It hasn't been all their way. England certainly getting up and asking questions of this Aussie attack, but they have been clinical. But England here, I think this is their half. They can stand up now.
Yeah, England should be so proud of what they've done so far, getting to this point. They won't want that though. They'll want a couple of scores, couple of stops on the line. So they're going to have to start this half well. And like I say, and that's just as we say it, they dropped the ball. So not the start they wanted.
I wasn't setting you up for the commentators, Chris Meeksy.
You really did there, mate. But we were talking about the Australians off air. They're so clinical, but it's not just big things. They do the small things so well. And when small things are done consistently, that's where the big things start to happen.
Yeah, Lucia Fields takes it into the line there, and a little juggle in the roll ball.
I might just stop talking because we might get a game of footy if I stop.
Nice. You've turned it over twice here, one each now. So I'm sure the touch footy gods have levelled it all up. We start fresh as Sykes takes it up over the halfway line. And lack of control. I was just about to say she's been good for England, and take that little mistake away, she has been.
Yeah, Bronte's a great player, and she's done a lot of hard work to get here. She's had a couple of surgeries on her knees, as a lot of people have in the touch footy community.
And there was Carney taking it in on the back of Sammy Jo Curtis. They roll out. Rackerman doing great work as well. Here's Dyball. Picking up My, drives down there for Andrea San. Andrea San with a long bomb over the top.
Oh, there we go.
Right to left, beautiful pass.
And this setup's great. They just fly out from the middle into a right 32, as you see here. Pick up, short side, step back. Everyone collapses. I don't even think everyone collapses, but that 4-on-3 is a great right to left.
But again, on the back of what you said coming out of half-time, the little things, little thing, then the big bomb. Right to left from Andrea San, and Georgina Rackerman getting the job done. Hey, she's been outstanding throughout the tournament and has worked hard for that try.
So England tap off. Let's hope they can start better than they did at the start of the half. They've already got this into the third, so see what they can strike with.
Sophia Barkham got the ball down. She's been impressive as well. I've commentated a couple of the English games, and I really love the workload, the carries of Barkham. as Rona Roper goes in. Out for Rona Roper, diving. But Norman there to shut it down. But much better play there from the English team.
Yeah, good. It was much better play. Another Simon player there for the English. Phoebe Simon just gives the ball back to Emily, who nearly gets the score, but great defending there from Australians.
My rolls forward, great meters. There's the pass to Andreas here, and this is Bryce taking meters. Drew now pops it back for Thomas. Thomas down for Bryce. Bryce picks and goes long, but the ball to ground. But players in numbers just turning defenders in, and that space right out wide was open.
Bryce, the way she picks up, she just looks like she's doing it in slow-mo, but she causes players to come towards her, which then creates that overlap, and just an unfortunate pass couldn't get to hands. But it's just the way she moves is so smoothly.
Yeah, she's very balanced, Tiani Bryce, the one-handed pick up. And as you said, looks like she's in slow motion, but that is just because it's balanced, it's controlled. She's actually very
England
quick.
are away here. Can they make the touch? Oh, far winger from Australia. Can't get a read on the number.
Isabella Slattery it is.
Oh, okay, great touch there.
One of the younger players in the team, Slattery, on debut here at this World Cup. Carney in half now for Thomas. Thomas down, Bryce into half. Carney with the long ball out to the wings, back inside. Nice work. There's Drew going down. Thomas on the wrap play. Stevens down for Norman. Norman picks up Sammy Jo Curtis. Curtis into the middle for Susie. On the move now. They've got the back line bent. 6 touches. Could have been an offside play there, but the referee called play on. The advantage went the way of the Aussies, and the final touch made on the 7 metres.
The way the Aussies have just come to the box, I think they've got 4 or 5 passes, actually not made a touch, but got all the subs on and off. So impressive here, just being able to watch this from the sideline. England doing the same thing over there, though, going over the halfway. I think 5th is about to come.
And nice work with England taking it up through Emily Simon. And unfortunately, that last pass, it's been the bugbear of the English.
It really has, and they'll look to fix it. They need to have that conversation in the sub box. Just go forwards on 4th and 5th. I think that will definitely help.
And the winner of this one goes straight through to the gold medal match. The loser will play off for the bronze. The other semi-final taking place in this time slot as well. So we'll know who the winners are, and look forward to that gold medal game here as the Australians cruise to the line again. But we've got 6 on here. On the halfway line of penalty, the on-field referee spotted it.
Here we go, we talked about it earlier. Sideline referee spotted that, 7 on. So halfway penalty here, just a tap off, should be for England. They need to go forwards. Unfortunately, gone backwards on that first one, trying to get some subs on.
Ball in the middle. Defence up in numbers for the Aussies, as it is again here. Now they fold back, die ball. Touch on, Rona Roper. Rona Roper tucks into half. Long ball right to left, bounces off Slattery, but the ball forward.
Yeah, as England approached the line there, they actually got the wrong middle, trying to run a middle link play on there. So they got the wrong middle, maybe an open just a regular quickie would have worked. But well done from England. They got there, they got the opportunity. Forward pass though, and Australia are already on to touch pretty much at halfway.
Carney with a beautiful dump, die ball, loops it back into the middle. Rackerman takes it into the line. Drew now for Thomas. Thomas goes down for Bryce. Bryce picks up, looks left, goes over the top. Space for Lucia Fields. Ball goes to ground.
The rat play that Australia are doing here to get subs on and off is just killing the English. They're getting 20 yards on that rat play every single time, and that's what's allowing them to get a great touch for 5th.
Is Bryce down now for Thomas. Thomas nearly losing footing, and the hat came over her eyes. She had to readjust. She does so. Back with Bryce now. It'll be you and me play between the two of those. They bounce out to the right. There's Drew through the line, the speed of Drew, but great cover defence through Phoebe Simon. There's Drew again, working with Thomas this time. Thomas and Bryce, they've grown up together. Thomas and Bryce, interchange in the middle. Bryce, long ball over the top. And that one was a greatly timed pass, beautifully executed from Bryce and finds a try scorer in the corner. Let's see it again. Here it is over the top. Great pass, well taken, and try to the Aussies.
Nice step in, nice pass there from the Aussies, and England can't get that touch, so they'll start again here.
So now you can say that scoreline you called earlier, mate. 8-1.
There we go. Knew it was going to happen. 32 set up, 32 short. Link hole, no. Good defence by the Australians in the passing channel.
Carney got up off the line there, took the intercept. And then she takes it forward. 2C. Stevens in there doing some work off the wing. Files falls over, but they regroup now. My with a little pop-out pass. There's die ball. This is Andrea Sand. The Files shut down the defence, pushing forward. Carly Wynn it was again. Now Andrea Sand in the middle. Late switch out the back for die ball to go through. She had the pace line wide open, but she slips it away. Touch was made, but the ball was down first. Rebecca My gets a try. But I think Dieball had space and just had to go to the line.
I think she could have gone in herself, but she went unselfishly, passed the ball away. Good middle cut there from the Australians. Just got on the outside. And there we are at number 9 for Australia.
And 9-1 the score. And it'll be England to get us underway again with a tap on the halfway line. Now it is England that push up on the attack. Simon at half.
I'd like a bit more width from the English here. The Australian links are defending so narrow, but they're not allowing the width. As they try and get a bit there, can Danny Payton get on the outside? She can't. She dives in. Is she okay? She looks like she might have injured herself or just winded. No, shoulder. First time the English have been on the peripheries there.
Hopefully she's okay. It's just a little bit of a burner or a stinger. She does seem to be in some discomfort.
Yeah, I think if the English just have a bit more width, look where the English are starting over here. They need a bit more width, and then they'll be able to get around the links of Australia, who are defending so tight, as we can see.
But it's that they create something, and then they force something on the back end of that instead of putting it through the hands or waiting for that second phase. They force a pass that often goes to ground. Thomas now back on the rise, straight down the line, as does Norman. Meters are plenty here for the Australians. England need to stand up here. They can't give away meters to Australia and let them get a roll. As we see Susie again. Nice cover coming across in the middle from the number 5.
That was Emily Simon that just covered under. Here from Nottingham, actually, from Nottingham Touch Club. So there's a lot of support for her here today as she gets the ball down.
Again, the atmosphere here is outstanding. Good crowds around this pitch. We've got grand final matches taking place on pitch 1. And now it is the Aussies that are in control in this Women's Opens. They'll go into the gold medal match, but England are really taking it to them here, and we love to see that. As Barkham takes the final touch. And now Aussies turn defence into attack through Norman, charging into the line. Slattery to Sammy Jo Curtis. Curtis gets it away to Drew. Now they're in the middle again, Dieball and My. These two have been on fire together. Dieball back to My. Working it in the middle now. Bounce out play. Here comes a sweep and Files, but they go to the right. Back inside for Dieball. Dieball gave My a try just earlier, and that one is a return reward there. And Dieball scores through the middle.
Yeah, England just sending up one defender, goes down on that one defender who pulls a short side. They go away from that touching middle, and that's how the hold is created back inside because they've pulled their corner.
8.5 minutes remain here in this semi-final match as England. They deserve some points here. They've worked tirelessly. Down they go, through the line, and that's those little angles that we talk about. That last pass. My had come up into the defending channel. And the ball was thrown into her, so the referee says not played at. Ball away as Drew Turns it around now. There's My.
Good
Charges
running.
again. She's been outstanding, as has Hannah Dyball. The Aussies just working as a team. Andrea Sand to Thomas. Thomas goes down. There's Bryce working around the corner. Straightens up. The defence was onside. And a touch. 12 metres into England territory. A good starting position here for the English.
Yeah, they've not really started on their own 10-metre line for a while, so they're already at halfway on touch 2, 3 coming, and they're on the Australian 10-metre line. They need to keep pushing forward here.
Turning it back on the inside. I thought they had space. They just needed to keep moving. This broken play is not their best friend.
Nice cut, but nothing doing there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They had the space on the right, so they should just take where the space was. And if they play with a bit more width, they would definitely cause a few more issues. But it's so much easier said on the sidelines than when you're on the pitch against these Australian women who are just putting them under so much pressure all the time.
There's no question that it's much easier to make those decisions when you're standing here in commentary, but the girls on the field, they're creating these extras. I'd just love to see them get the reward for that as we see the Aussies roll on again. It's almost relentless here for the Emus. Slattery down, Norman straight into half. Curtis rolls forward, gets it away for Susie. Susie down for Sammy Jo Curtis. Long ball to Norman, hitting unders line. And that is the end of the set. But great work again through the hands, but England standing tall in defence. Can't give them enough accolades. They've been outstanding here, the Aussies. Throwing plenty at them as we see a changeover now. The fatigue setting in. They've done a ton of work in defence, and now in attack they're being asked big questions.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go here. The English will have a lot of fatigue as they go short side, and that is another quick hands for another score.
Lucia Fields, one of the best in the business. She's electric. You know, electric footwork, but a hand speed as well. This catch-pass skill of the Australians. I think that's Kat Stevens. May have get another one on that right wing. And now comes back out here, not to come off, but to come to the left wing. So here's your reward, Kat. You can come closer to the sub-box.
Tough job being on winger. There's only 2 or 3 of you on the pitch, so you're having to rotate constantly, having to do a lot of work and a lot of yards, as well as then diving for scores and touches to save scores.
Barkham in the middle now. Said I've liked her work. There's Rona Roper. Fearnet on the wraparound. 6 more.
Yeah, good chop hole there by Phoebe Simon. They did just create a bit of space, but Australia up in the face has got the ball down. Let's see if they can do that again. I like that play. He's a bit more width.
I say Naomi Fearnet here in the link position is a imposing physical figure on the touch field. Let's see what she can do. There's Barkham holding it up nicely. Roper gets it back to Barker. Fearnet on the outside.
Yeah, one middle was back and they went open side quickie instead of regular quickie on the offside player.
There's Fearnet through the middle. And read beautifully in defence. My getting up off the line to shut it down.
England needs to start looking at who's offside and playing on them instead of going on the onside player.
Barker on the sweep.
They do that here.
Yeah, they had the sweeper again. They go away from the sweeper and cut back to the short side. I think the Aussies have read that. They need to hit the sweeper sometimes and play that width you've been talking about earlier.
Or even taking a step towards the offside and then giving the sweep so they create a shot. It would just be nice just to move, but again, we know this is all learning for England. This is where they want to be, not in just now, but in the next 5-6 years.
Look for Bryce here, dangerous. Sorry to cut you off, mate. Tiani, Bryce out of half. And this is what you're talking about. It looks like slow motion, but she's just balanced. It's almost poetry in motion from Bryce. And she finds Martima Thomas back on the trail. As I said, these two grew up together on the Gold Coast in Australia. They've been playing with each other for a long, long time. And try time, Martima Thomas.
Yeah, nice little scoop there. They just got they got the offside player, so they got the play through. And that's how they got through short side.
Now England back on the attack. We have 3.5 minutes remaining in this semi-final. They go out to the left, there's a dive, but the cover comes across in the shape of Carney.
Yeah, good play there by Bronte Sykes and Emily Irons, London Scorpions players teaming up well there. The 23 quickie was on, but Australians just too quick to get back on side.
Back around for Irons there. Unfortunately, the ball turned away Again, England just showing what they're capable of. I'm excited about their prospects in the bronze medal match, but the Aussies will take this one out.
Yeah, that bronze medal match is still all to play for. The Australians make an uncharacteristic mistake. So let's see what England can do. And can they get their second on the board in this game? But going back to that bronze medal match, I assume it's probably going to be Japan who are playing off against New Zealand right now. Japan, England played in the State Cup in Australia in December last year. Japan took it out, but England will be looking to get one over and get that bronze medal. Open side quickie. Wings on, we've got that second, have they? Good defended touch there.
Slattery it was that came across in cover.
She's done 2 efforts there. She's come in to get the link and then gone out to get the wing.
Back to the middle for England. There's Irons. She's the danger player for mine. It may not be her that scores, but she'll set something up here.
Georgina McCavanagh is on the ball.
There's Irons, breaks, straightens up, long ball. It was a direct pass too. If that Australian player hadn't come up out of the line, that would have been on for all money. Beautiful pass from Irons.
And we talked about taking a step, then changing direction. That's the first time that's really happened this game for England. So well done to Emily Irons. That was a great step, great ball, but unfortunately not to get the score there.
Here she goes again. Quick release to Irons. Irons looks short this time. The Australians converge. I think they've respected Emily Irons. They know exactly how dangerous she can be.
Well, they would have played against her in Australia because she plays for the Roosters Women's Open, so played her against her a few times in Vorden Cup, the State Cups.
Sykes also dangerous. You can see her looking for 6 more. They get the call. There's Sykes down for Irons. To the line. She's looking for the offside play, but no, die ball. Had made the line, bounced forward. Delayed roll ball here, so the Aussie defence has reset.
Australia have actually gone into a pocket in that last touch.
Kavanagh, bounce out to the right. Stepped inside for Bronnie Sykes. There's Sykes down now for Kavanagh. Kavanagh gets it to the left. There's Irons at the ground. I reckon that's down. Yeah, absolutely. Emily Irons, you've deserved that one.
Absolutely.
England, stand tall and celebrate. That's a beautiful try by the English.
And just creating that width that we've been asking for here. They get on the outside of Australia with a long 32 play, and the wing can't come in to snipe that one. So there's a second for England, and that'll be great for them going into the 3rd, 4th playoff.
And the final siren sounds in the background. It is Australia who were convincing. And England stand up, get the last score in the game, and that has to give them momentum moving into that bronze medal game.
Yeah, absolutely. They knew that game was going to be tough, and probably they were always going to play that 3rd, 4th. They will be happy with that result, and they'll be looking to punish Japan in that 3rd, 4th.
Yeah, 12-2 the final score. The Australian Emus make their way into the gold medal match and stand by for that one. All of the action here of this World Cup final day. 7 days, the long stretch of the World Cup. We look forward to bringing you all of the action. I hope you've enjoyed that one, but for the time being, it's bye for now.